What's up everyone? I'm back here with Austin for another video, and today we're going to be teaching you all how to bar spin. Now, we may not be the best at bar spins, however, we did just recently learn how to bar, and so we think we got some pretty good tips for you beginners out there. Alright, so I'm going to let Austin take this one away because I will admit he's a little better at the bar spin than I am.
Alrighty, so first things first, generally you're going to want to know which way to throw the bars. So personally, I ride left foot forward, and traditionally you'll throw the bars towards your front foot, but it is freestyle, so if you're goofy footed, no big deal. So your left hand, or my left hand is my throwing hand. I'm going to bust it around like this, drop the catching hand. As soon as you see the bar come around, grab on. Just going to get really comfortable with this throwing motion.
You know, like you said, ideally you want to throw the bars towards the front foot, but if that just feels terrible to you, then
No
just
big deal, you know?
go ahead and throw them the other way.
Switch bars.
Alright, so before you go out and actually throw a bar, you're going to want to get comfortable with actually getting the motion down. So what I like to do is just come behind my bike here, pinch the seat a little bit with my legs, just pick the front end up, and just start throwing the bars around. You're going to want to do this at least 100 times until you're really comfortable with it, until you can do it with your eyes closed, you know. Just make sure you get it down before you actually go and throw a hot bar spin.
When you think you've done this enough, do it 100 more times.
Exactly.
You can never do it enough.
And then this should go without saying, but you should be really comfortable with your bunny hops. You should be able to get a decent amount of air before you actually throw the bar. So just make sure you got your bunny hops down before you go throwing the bars.
Alrighty, so what I like to do is I don't actually pinch my seat like most people do. I instead will kind of pinch my heel up to the cranks like this. And then for the back foot, I'll tuck my toes under the crank. And it's gonna feel kind of funky at first, but once you do that, your bike is locked in. So the next thing you wanna do after you got that motion down, 100%, you know, practice it hundreds of times, however long it takes you. You're gonna wanna start learning how to hop and level out. So just like a regular bunny hop, you're gonna hop up, you're gonna push the bars forward, and right when you're in that locked position, that's when the bar spin's gonna happen.
Let's see an example, a demonstration.
Good hop. All right, I'm pinching my cranks with my feet.
Okay, so I paused the video here just so we can talk about some of the key things that you're going to want to do in order to bar spin. So we can see here that Austin does a normal bunny hop, and then he levels the bike out. And also notice how his body is sort of hunched over the top of his handlebars. This is going to make it much easier for you to get the bars around. Also notice how straight his legs are and how far back his knees are. His knees are almost behind the seat. And this is going to be really important so that when you throw the bar spin, the bars aren't going to get hung up on your legs. Some people also like to pinch their seat with their legs, but Austin doesn't do it here. It's not necessary as long as you're making an effort to at least pinch your cranks and keep the bike somewhat stable.
Level out, just like that. You know, you don't gotta go too crazy on the height. Just get like maybe a foot and a half off the ground, wherever you're comfortable. You can either learn the bar spin fly out of a bank, quarter pipe, or you can do a hop like Josiah and I did. I found that learning hop was the least scary, and I don't know, I was way more comfortable going hop. But if you want to find a nice little bank like we have over here to learn, this would probably also be pretty decent. I don't know if any of you guys can pull up bar, maybe hitting like a pull up bar out of this, get you more comfortable.
Really, whatever gets you throwing the bars.
Whatever it takes to throw them, go for it.
A lot of people don't recommend the hop bar, but I also thought that was a little bit less scary, and it actually got me trying the trick at least.
Right. And the thing about learning a hop bar spin, you can throw them just about anywhere you have air. You know, if you can do it hop, you can do it out of a bank, out of a quarter, into banks, off of ledges, up ledges. Like, the combinations are pretty endless what you can do. So I would personally recommend learning hop, but it's up to you. So after you learn, you know, you got your hop, level out, and you're pinching so the bike's locked, and you got that motion dialed 100%, go ahead and start throwing them. It's going to be scary at first. You're probably going to be tempted, you know, take the front foot off, take both feet off. The bike might launch like 20 feet in front of you. It's all part of it. We've all been there. But do your best when you're learning to try and keep your feet on the bike. As tough as it's going to be, it's going to help you in the long run. because you might get stuck in the infinite loop of taking that front foot off. That's just gonna build bad habits.
Which
so.
is exactly what happened to me.
Exactly what happened.
Once I stayed on the bike through the bars and got a crash, then it was all progress
Right.
from there.
You'll thank yourself later when you're doing bars after like a week of trying, as opposed to like a year.
Okay, so now I want to talk you all through Austin's bar spin here. We can see that he just does a normal bunny hop, and he actually doesn't level the bike out too much, which is what we told you all to do. And that just goes to show that you do have some freedom in the way you approach this trick. But notice how he's hunched over the top of the bike, and also notice how he gets his legs back and then goes through that exact same motion of throwing the bar spin like we showed you. Notice how Austin's hands are pretty close together, so his hands aren't on the very ends of his handlebars. This is going to give you a lot more leverage, and it's going to allow the bar spin to come around a lot faster. And then here's one of my bar spins, which isn't the best, but again, it does go to show that you do have some freedom in the way you approach this trick. So you can see that I hop, and I don't really level the bike out at all. And also you can see my left hand, my catching hand, doesn't go for the catch right away. It sort of follows the bars around, which really isn't what you're supposed to do. However, like I said before, just do whatever gets you throwing this trick. I know that my catching hand isn't supposed to go in this motion. However, this is what actually got me to throw the bars comfortably. And throwing the bars is the most important step. If you can throw the bars and stay on the bike and just keep practicing it, eventually you're going to get the bar spin dialed. As we watch Austin do this bar spin off the ledge here, I have one more tip for you, and that is to record yourself and watch the video back and sort of analyze it in the same way that I've done here for you all on our bar spins. Watch the video back and compare your bar spin to someone who's landing the trick, and that's going to tell you a lot about what you're doing wrong. Alright everyone, I hope this helped you learn how to bar spin. If you're still struggling with the trick, just remember to keep at it, keep trying, and don't give up, because honestly that's going to be the most important thing you can do, is to keep trying it, and eventually it will happen. So that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.